My name is Evgeny Neyolov, and this talk is just a little bit deep dive in underground traffic flows. So, first of all, a few words about me. I work for ERP scan company, and we hack business critical stuff like SAP systems, ERP systems, and SCADA, and other enterprise things. And we're developers of ERP scanner for enterprises and for pen testers. The software helps to comply with standards, analyze configurations, review source code, manage security events, find vulnerabilities, check patches, etc. But our team also consists of guys, geeks who are interested in hacking web technologies, mobile, hardware, cars, airplanes. And as for me, my key interests include forensics and anti-forensics, anti-fraud systems, cybercrime analysis, and some underground stuff. And we also organize two cool events. The first one is annual deeply technical hacking conference, 0 Nights. And we're proud to present it next month in Russia in November. And the second event is Russian DEF CON group. It's a regular meeting during the year where anyone can present interesting research results. First of all, I want to say that some researchers might be already familiar with some presented information, especially who works in web malware stuff, botnet stuff, black search engine optimization, and something like that. But this information is supposed to be known for them because it's a daily job for them. And they know it because of their experience and experiments. But for those whose daily job is not related to web malware, I want to give this talk. And as for the topic, I want to explain some approaches about this research. First of all, it was not illegal. Part of the study involved purchasing some amounts of traffic from different sellers, and the main goal was to locate some high-quality sellers and then to buy the traffic regularly for 4 months. And then when I got huge amounts of traffic, it allowed to analyze the traffic routes and to map the seller's infrastructure. And another activity included reselling that flows of traffic for understanding which types of traffic customers want and why they want particular types of traffic. So I've started to look into these traffic markets at the beginning of the year. And I said before, my main specialization was enterprise security, and so now I realized that underground vault, this area is really great, and it's a very well-developed ecosystem. This economics, there are clients, buyers, partners, other roles, and if you work in computer security, everything changes regularly. So vendors patch software vulnerabilities, new technologies compare, exploit mitigations, evolve, and but inside the internet underground, there are not so many changes. Technically, yes, but principles and approaches are the same. And the internet users, the website visitors, traffic flows, traffic market will exist forever, and it's subject for great research for a lot of directions in this area. And this market, I think, will continue to grow. Traffic is the most important and valuable thing for any internet project, and absolutely every website has a goal to get good traffic as much as it can, and then the traffic will be easily converted into money with the help of publishing paid articles, selling services, selling goods, participating in affiliate programs, other partner programs, placing banners from advertising networks, etc. And technically, in SEO, so search engine optimization, traffic is the amount of unique visitors during a specified time frame, usually per each day. And there are different types of traffic, and people constantly arguing about it. But the main types of traffic are search engines traffic, referral traffic, and direct traffic. Search engine traffic is the most valuable type of traffic for any website because of its origin. People find the website through search engines and click on the link. And it can be organic position or paid search, for example, through advertising system Google Ads. Advantage of this is that website positions in search engines are permanent, and it implies stable traffic flows and regular visitors. And visitors can start to follow the website via RSS or in social networks. They become direct visitors, etc. And referral traffic implies that the visitors usually get to the website by clicking the link on the other website. It could be social network traffic, it could be partner links, it could be friends of the site on some blogs, and it could be some links on banner networks. So when people see the links and click on them. And the third main type of traffic is direct traffic. It is very important too, because it means that visitors already know your website, and they just type the URL in the address bar, and so they get to the website directly without medium like other sites or search engines, social networks. Direct traffic is kind of targeted traffic because people already know that they want to see a site, and they do it. Direct traffic is similar to search engines traffic because it's targeted traffic, and when someone flashes into the user's mind and he just types URL in the address bar. But targeted traffic brings more interested visitors regularly, because they can follow you in RSS, posts, email, you just update your news and they follow you. And if they are direct visitors, they just keep in mind your URL, but it doesn't mean that they will go to your site when they need something. They just remember, and that's all. So without reference to origin traffic origin, the high quality traffic is when real people visit your site, and if the content is relevant, they will not leave the site very quickly, and they will be looking around, observing other content, reading articles, and they will find interesting, and hope they will find interesting stuff later. And they will share the link to the social networks, so they can bookmark it, and they can become regular visitors. And they'll come back a lot of times, and that is high quality traffic. But this other side of the coin, it's bad quality traffic. And its visitors will not do everything that quality visitors do. And very often it's not real visitors at all. So the key problem is that, like in every industry, there are bad guys and there are good guys. And first ones break the rules, and other works legally. But we're speaking about those who break the rules. So some time ago, about a couple of months, Group IB company, which is famous for their cybercrime investigations, released a threat intelligence report. This investigation shows the state of different traffic markets and underground at all. So I really recommend you to read it, but the thing which is interesting for us is state of the traffic sales. So here you see figures for three main groups of activities in that area. You can see the growth of each item since 2011 to 2012 years. And as it has been said before, the traffic is the amount of the unique visitors on the specified site. But in the fraud context, it means how much visitors you can steal from the victim website or redirect from the fake or medium sites. So the traffic is considered for purchase per 1,000 visitors. And traf is slang for the traffic word. And this often means that someone want to pay for 100,000 visitors, unique visitors each day with geo-targeting from Germany and Netherlands. And here you can see the main sources of traffic. Actually, it's possible to divide each of them for 2 or 3 items, but I think this classification is good enough for first understanding. So let's see in details. One of the most widespread types of traffic is iframe and FTP traffic, and it implies iframe traffic implies the usage of iframe SRC tags, HTML tags, and it allows to inject evil code into victim website. And this code and this injected website is invisible for ordinary visitors, and it helps to earn a lot of money for bad guys. And many hackers often find vulnerabilities on different websites, and often there are 2 scenarios for this. First of all, the hacker can exploit server, host malware, infect visitors, and use the server for his own needs. But if the owner cares about his site, he'll try to clean it after the first visitor compliance. But second scenario is when the hacker can inject the frame code which will send all visitors to the evil sites in the background. And at the endpoint, there are different monetization ways, but the key point is that it's hard to detect very quickly. So HTML tags iframe SRC. If you can see, there are some comments, and this tags allow to inject the evil website into the victim website, and it means that someone visits the main site on the background. At the same time, the website redirects visitors to the evil website, and visitors can't see it because of zero size of this iframe. You can see that height, white, and border has zero parameters. So FTP traffic is the same. The key difference is that iframe traffic comes from the site when some vulnerabilities, web vulnerabilities were found, and FTP traffic comes from a website when hacker infects the site through FTP access. He can, for example, brute force brute force attacked that and infected the site. And as I said before, this type of traffic is the most widespread and the most valuable because iframe traffic is widely used for sending visitors to exploit kids. And there are installs offers which are, I think, similar to iframe offers because the key difference is that when someone purchases iframe traffic, it means that he pays for 1,000 visitors. But not all visitors will be infected. It could be 5%, 10%, 30% of infected machines. But if someone purchases the installs, it means that he pays for 1,000 of infected visitors. And it makes a sense. So another way of, another source of illegal traffic is doorways. Doorway traffic sources are similar to iframe in its approach, but the main difference is that in comparison to the real natural sites with the iframe traffic, it's a specially crafted site with nonsensical content. It consists of automatically generated content with keywords. And for example, I can remind you some funny stuff about map guide. So editors of the hacking magazine are not experts, they are just journalists, and they often spamming security researchers for contributing with free articles, non-paid articles. And then some researchers decided to troll this magazine with fake map guide. And they named it DARPA Intelligence Checking Clutch Scanning, which is in short form looks like DICS. And then hacking editors published that because they're not familiar with network scanning topics, and it was written with in so complicated way that it's impossible for unfamiliar persons to detect that it's fake news. And it's a great example of doorway content. It means that it consists of key phrases in which potential users could be interested, but at all it consists of random words. So all pages of the website consist of particular phrases which don't make any sense for people, but search engines are thinking that this content is good. And when such sites are appearing in search results, people usually click on it because they don't know that it's fake. And then they realize that the content is not very good, but it's too late. And when the doorway page is already loaded, some iframe scripts are executed, as in previous case with iframe traffic. But the key difference and disadvantage of doorways is that visitors quickly realize that the site is fake, and it's important because not all malicious scripts have time for execution. And another type of traffic is spam. It's the most widespread origin of traffic in previous years. But today we have a lot of spam filters, and it's not so popular, but it still exists. I'm sure everyone got some messages from social networks, and often it's very good traffic because real visitors, real users click on links in spam. If traffic from other sources could be automated, but spam traffic is usually real. And sometimes spam messages could be real. It could come from hacked accounts from friends in social networks, and it could be make it up. So sometimes people click on these links, and traffic is very valuable because real people click on these links. And if someone can click on the link from spam, maybe something wrong with his mind, and maybe he don't have some security software without antiviruses and something like that. And another source of traffic is adult. Actually, it's not a particular source of traffic. It's technically the same as previous, but it's often segregated from others because of its specific and the quality. The source of adult traffic, obviously, some erotic or porno sites, and this traffic is suitable only for porno sites too. And it often has bad quality for exploitation because many visitors, when they go to porno sites, have a lot of banners, pop-ups, and they have antiviruses, firewalls. And the most appropriate goal for adult traffic is to send it to other porno sites, to advertising networks from partner programs, and to send it to sites with malicious content, to fake sites for collecting personal data, payment data, if someone could want to get access to the fake porno site. And the bot traffic is the next source, and it's automatically generated. And it's not with real visitors, it's from bots. And the main purpose of automatically generated traffic is cheating. It's for fake likes, increasing statistics, and for other malicious activities, it's often useless. The main characteristics of the traffic are quality, geolocation, and success rate. So the visitor targeting by country is very powerful because it helps to target visitors from countries where an average person have more money than a person in other countries. And the subject implies targeting by different topics, by different interests. And if they're looking for a website with business or investment stuff, they probably have money. And if they are looking for information how to reinstall Windows, they probably are not good in computers, and probably they will not have antivirus and something like that. And success rate is the main indicator of success of the good results, and it shows a % of successful exploitations. For the traffic filtering, it's widely used traffic direction or traffic distribution systems. It impacts the financial success of the operation because the more targeted traffic you have, the more success rate you get. And actually, TDS is a very convenient tool because it lets to direct certain amounts of traffic to different URLs via only one admin panel. And imagine if the hacker has a web shell on the website, and excuse me. If the hacker has a web shell on the website and she sells traffic to different customers, he should change the frame code for each customer. And if he uses TDS, he should only once inject a frame code with API URL of this TDS, and all traffic from all hacked sites will be sent to this only one TDS, and only after that it will be redirected to different destinations. It works like a router. So another useful information about traffic direction system is approaches. And in the total amount of traffic, there are many visitors with different operating systems, with different browsers, with different browser plugins. And of course, all this stuff has a different value because the most valuable traffic is target traffic. And for example, traffic with lots of Windows 7 machines are often useless. And it's less attractive than traffic from Windows XP machines. And for example, traffic from Linux or macOS machines also less attractive. And in reference to browsers, the Internet Explorer and Internet Explorer traffic is less attractive than traffic from Mozilla and Google Chrome. And all versions are preferable than new ones. And old and popular software is ideal traffic source for exploit kits and for other web-based malware. And the traffic from mobile devices, iPads, Androids, some smartphones, it's useless for exploits too, but it's widely used for cheating with statistics and for advertising networks. Geolocation is very important when we are talking about the traffic sales, because the exploit which are targeted to particular countries, for example, some Chinese exploit have a code which says that don't attack Chinese users, for example. And for some monetization schemes, the visitors from certain countries are considered more useful than from other countries, because people in some countries, for example, in America, have more money than people in India, for example. And if the hacker is looking for geographic targeted visitors by country, he can expect better conversions. And if the hacker infects the victim, the more victim country is modern and developed, the more money the hacker can get from them. I mean, he can steal funds not only directly, but with the infecting malware, looking access to the computer for the further page and blocking, unlocking, redirection, phishing pages, and something like that. So the most valuable countries, the most valuable traffic from countries is from United States, United Kingdom, Australia, Germany, and sometimes Italy. And for example, traffic from Asia is less expensive because it doesn't attract buyers because of the life in these countries is very cheap. And people often do not have a lot of money. But in the same time, because it's cheap, it's often used for different bots. For example, DOS bots, spam bots, and others, SOX bots. And very often we can see offer for purchase mixed traffic. It means that seller or broker, traffic broker sends traffic flow without geo-targeting. And if someone has a web shell on the site and on the hacked website and regularly sells traffic to different buyers, nobody cares about the geographic of visitors. And if the website is Hungarian, the traffic probably will be local too, but if the site is international, the traffic will be from different countries, but nobody cares. And often mixed traffic is sold from Asia, so Asian mixed traffic means all Asian countries, and European mixed traffic means all European countries. And usually the more payable audience in particular subject, the more visitors are targeted. I mean, in case of business traffic, the monetization way is obvious, because they should have a lot of money, or probably have a lot of money, and they could be infected with virus, Trojan, botnet model for further stealing of money, further stealing of personal data, for payment data, and something like this. And in case of non-business traffic, there are still some ways for monetization, because the installed software is widely used for different bots. For example, SOX bots, DOS bots, spam, and etc. So the monetization is not direct, but the hacker can use the whole infected infrastructure for selling any other services on the underground markets. And it's about psychology too, because if someone looking for particular, for example, news, he knows that he wants, and for business topics they probably have money. For downloads, they are ready to install suspicious software, some crackers, Kagans, which are almost always infected, and the traffic from the other types of sites, for example, adult sites and forums or sites for ordinary people without any specialization, is less attractive and considered different, because, for example, the less valuable traffic is from porno websites. Women are usually not good at computers, and they could have troubles with installing the fake software or something like this, and people who are looking for movies online are ready to go through a lot of advertisement before they get to the targeted website. And it's just statistics, and it's not the rule, and sometimes some exceptions happen. And one of the main characteristics of the traffic is success rate. It's about exploitation rates, and average rates are 5 to 15% of infections, and good rates are 10 to 20. And obviously, the traffic with the most success rate costs more than others, and success is directly related to installs. The scheme, how it works, I haven't explained before, and if someone purchases the installs, he pays for amount of infected machines, and these installs are usually delivered by exploit kits or botnets. So let's see how to use the legal traffic flows. Yes, legal traffic flows could be used for legal reasons. I mean, all this mentioned is abuse, but it's not the crime. And in practice, all described above could be used for legal reasons. For example, for attracting more visitors to the legal site, for statistics, cheating, for fake likes on Facebook and social networks, for retweets, and even for click fraud in advertising. But the most valuable things are always illegal. And the most common way for monetization there is sending traffic to exploit kids, because it allows to do everything you can imagine with a victim's computer. And let's see how to to find the traffic in the internet. There are different ways to buy traffic. For example, on virtually every underground forum has market subforums where you can find something to buy or to sell. And some hackers have private customers, but more often sellers have topics with reviews, with feedback, with prices. So everyone knows that this is a high-quality seller, and he can get a lot of high-quality traffic from him. Another interesting opportunity to buy traffic is traffic broker sites. It is created for both sellers and buyers. On the one hand, sellers sell the traffic to the broker site, and on the other side, the customer buys traffic not from the seller but from the traffic broker, and he can choose traffic by different characteristics. He can filter it by browsers, by operating systems, and by browser plugins, and something like that. And the approach will work very well for legal traffic, but the malicious traffic for the malicious traffic, it's not widely used because traffic brokers, sellers send traffic to traffic brokers, which is not very high quality traffic because it's only used in these broker sites with types of traffic, something like if it doesn't work for particular exploit kit, and for other types of web malware, but it's a huge amount of traffic. They will send it to the traffic broker site. I guess the reason, if you have the good quality traffic, you sell it to the private customers, and you have the bad quality traffic, you can send it to traffic broker sites. And usually the sellers have their own specializations. One works only with frame traffic, another works with only, another sell with only botnet traffic. And in case of frame traffic for exploits, the hacker can buy it and send to exploit pack, whether it's a non-exploit pack or his own exploit kit. And some sellers who send traffic to exploit packs don't work with particular exploit kits because some antivirus companies are always looking for and researching different exploit packs, and they often pay more attention to one exploit kits more than to other exploit kits. And that means if someone buys the traffic and sends it to the exploit kit which is under investigation by antivirus company, and the victim, the user, have antivirus, the traffic source will be compromised, the exploit kit will be compromised, the customer lose the traffic, the seller lose the source of traffic, so it's all bad. And the exploit traffic is usually targeted to the visitors from the particular subject. And the key specialization in this area is that some sellers sell the traffic from sell business traffic and non-business traffic. And some partner programs use the traffic to make the visitor to install the fake software. This traffic usually comes from the advertising networks because iframe traffic doesn't allow to do this. And the traffic source is usually some teaser networks, pop-up, pop-under. For example, if you go to the Pirate Bay I don't remember .cx, and the very first click on the site will open the window under your browser. And non-iframe traffic can be used for the social engineering attacks because you need to trick the user into the download and installing the software. And the key difference from the previous type is that users should install the fake software because they should think that it's legal software. And the most common types for fake software are antiviruses, browser patches, updates, and instant messenger software. And for the monetization, it could be used for stealing data, DDoS, spam, etc. And another similar activity is sending the traffic to the locus. It's malicious software which blocks an access to the Windows operating system or to all websites in the browser. It could be done through the infection of poison of the browser cache, and in result, the user have to send some amount of money to the e-payment wallet or send expensive SMS for receiving unblocking key. And another way for monetization is rebills, and it's similar to previous, but the key difference is that people in previous case they want to install fake software because they don't know that it's fake, and in this case they want to pay for some information because they will be provided with this information. And it could be the download of the file that the user can't find on other sites, and or access to some VIP information which will get him rich. And the key moment is that after the first paid SMS or the other first payment by credit card, the transaction will be repeated every day or every week or every month, and the more victims the catch, the more money they get. And even if some users cancel their paid subscriptions, they still usually get a lot of money. And as I said before, it's not rocket science for web malware guys, but I want to make this information available for anyone for easy and a quick start in researching in these topics. And there's a lot of interesting information too, but we have not a lot of time for this. And I think I'll write an article or will speak about it later in more great details. Thank you.